In a quaint coastal village, nestled between rugged cliffs and crushing waves, there lived a humble fisherman named Jan Mark. Jan was known throughout the village for his exceptional skill in catching fish. His weathered hands and sun-kissed skin bore testament to his years spent at sea, and his weathered boat, the Wanderer, was his trusted companion on every journey. One chilly morning, as the sun painted the sky in hues of pink and orange, Jan set out for his daily fishing expedition. The salty breeze filled his lungs as he cast his net into the sparkling waters, hoping for a bountiful catch to provide for his family and the village. As Jan patiently waited, lost in his thoughts, he felt a tug on his line. With practiced precision, he reeled it in, expecting to find a wriggling fish caught in his net. However, to his surprise, he found a magnificent, shimmering fish entangled in his net, the most beautiful he had ever seen. Its scales gleamed like precious jewels, and its eyes sparkled with an otherworldly brilliance. Jan's heart skipped a beat as he beheld the fish's splendor. He had never seen anything quite like it in all his years at sea. For a fleeting moment, he contemplated keeping the fish for himself, imagining the riches and fame it could bring him. But then, a pang of guilt washed over him as he remembered his responsibility to the sea and its creatures. With a heavy sigh, Jan gently freed the fish from his net and released it back into the depths of the ocean. As it disappeared beneath the waves, Jan couldn't shake the feeling of regret that washed over him. He couldn't help but wonder what might have been if he had kept the fish. The wealth, the admiration, the life of luxury he had always dreamed of. Days turned into weeks, and Jan continued his routine of fishing. But his encounter with the magnificent fish haunted him. No matter how abundant his catch, no fish could compare to the one that got away. His once joyful spirit became clouded with dissatisfaction, and his thoughts were consumed by what-ifs and regrets. One stormy night, as Jan battled against the raging waves, a sudden gust of wind capsized his boat, sending him tumbling into the churning sea. Desperately clinging to a piece of driftwood, Jan found himself at the mercy of the tempest. In his darkest hour, as he struggled to keep his head above water, he thought of the magnificent fish he had released, the one that got away. In that moment of clarity, Jan realized the true worth of what he had done. He understood that the greatest treasures in life were not measured in gold or silver, but in moments of compassion and integrity. He had chosen kindness over greed, and though he may never reap the rewards he had envisioned, he had gained something far more valuable: peace of mind and a clear conscience. Hours passed before Jan was rescued by fellow fishermen who had braved the storm to search for him. Weak and battered, but alive, Jan returned to the village a changed man. He no longer yearned for the riches he once coveted, but instead found contentment in the simple pleasures of life: the warmth of his family's embrace, the laughter of children playing in the streets, and the beauty of the ocean that had always been his home. From that day forth, Jan Mark became known not for the fish he caught, but for the compassion he showed to all creatures, great and small. His story spread far and wide, inspiring others to choose kindness and integrity in the face of temptation. And though he never forgot the one that got away, he found solace in knowing that sometimes the greatest treasures are the ones we let go.